My Lord, he quoted to this court that the accused person knew the consequences of his acts, and he told him so. When he was asked whether, as police officer, he knows the consequences, or the importance of such a statement, he said yes, that it is very important. When he was asked to point to us in the whole police file where this statement is, he confessed it is not there. My Lord, if at all he knew that this statement is very important and it's the backbone of this case, and all the witnesses plus police experts failed to write it on record, if court holds otherwise, it will lead to gross miscarriage of justice. I invite this court to disregard this statement as being misleading. My Lord, at page 245 of PW 16, Mpamizo Agre, plus another officer, my Lord, they confirmed to this court that as in this case was going on by 13th April 2026, inquiries were still going on. My Lord, this kind of evidence touches Article 28(1), the doctrine of fair hearing, and also preparing for defense.
Counsel, you never at any one time raised an issue of lack of preparation?
My Lord,
when you raise it now at this time, I find it irregular and almost unprofessional.
My Lord, allow me use Article 28(1), fair hearing, which is a non-derogable right. My Lord, as inquiries continue when court is continuing, it offends that article.
So you'd never at any one time raised that when we were proceeding? When they brought that and disclosed it to you, you never brought it to the attention of the court? So I find it irregular that you're raising it now.
My Lord, let me allow me give you this explanation. My Lord, it's not the defense to prepare the prosecution. As defense, I can look at evidence and do not cross-examine on it because I know it is irregular. In my submissions, I put it there.
No, you don't do that because it is not right. If you thought the disclosures were given to you and you had no adequate time, you should have informed the court and I would have given you that time.
My Lord, I consider that wisdom, but as I was cross-examining, witnesses were conceding to that fact that, and they were reading to this honorable court that I made my report on the 17th day, April 2026.
That is very true, but at the time they came to testify, the disclosure was made to you, and you never at any one time informed the court that you had limited time to be familiar with the reports, which time I would have given to you. So when you raise it now, I am again saying it is irregular.
My Lord, I pray that you allow me quote this. At submission, any offending of the law can be brought to the attention of court.
But now,
but my Lord, thank you for the overruling me.
And of course, this is of course without any offense. Okay? Yeah, because you see, if that's the reason you are there, if you had any issues with either late disclosure of some of the evidence, you should have brought it to the attention of the court, but you did not.
Much obliged, my Lord. PW 17, my Lord. Assistant Superintendent of Police Haleriman Barnabas. My Lord, he said that the bodies were tampered with of the late by the time an examination was carried out.
You didn't see
the scene of crime.
Mr. Tkumbuga,
yes, my
this
Lord.
Is a DNA analyst.
Yes, my Lord.
He did not see the bodies. He saw samples from the bodies, the swabs from the bodies, but not the bodies themselves.
Much obliged, my Lord. My Lord, let me read to you this verbatim,
okay,
and then you advise.
Okay.
The suspect's shirt shown that there was only the DNA, yet we were told he was subdued and arrested. By the time, by people, by the people, how come that the DNA was not found on his shirt? That's the question, my Lord, this honorable court should answer.
No, I don't answer questions. I want you to read for me that and which witness said that.
My Lord, it is PW 70. On page 267. My Lord, this is what he said. Let me read it verbatim. And my Lord, I don't intend to put there my opinion.
It is okay. You can read it.
If the specimen is not donated, still I can easily know that the specimen has a mixture, but on analysis, the person with the mixture is not among the people who has been donated. That's the statement. My Lord, I pray that you will find out on the record for your analysis of the evidence.
That's fine.
Much obliged. My Lord, the last PW18, Angulo Kenneth.
Prosecution, is it L, is it R? Angulo.
It is L, my lord.
L. Double L.
My Lord, he said his investigation is depended on court order. I asked him whether in his report there is not so motion. He said no. The affidavit was not deponed. The order lacked a court seal. The signature on the order is the same as the signature on the commissioning officer. So in case, yes, my Lord.
The signature of the
Order.
judicial officer.
The signature of on the court order, the alleged court order
Of the judicial officer.
of the alleged judicial officer
Okay.
is the same as the signature on the affidavit. Commissioning. My Lord, I trust the body that recruits the judicial officers in Uganda. I don't think in Uganda there is a judicial officer who can come up with an order at the same time with commissions. And if we saw, in case this judicial officer is identified, I think should be forwarded to Judicial Service Commission. But there is no court seal to identify the court that participated in this. Therefore, where did these documents originate from that led to this kind of inquiry? This particular evidence was brought to the attention of court. Prosecution ignored to bring any witness to clarify on this. Therefore, in the absence of the officer from court, I invite this court to hold that this does not amount to a court order. Therefore, whatever is started on falsehood, the end must be false. I pray that while coming up with this judgment, court disregards this evidence. However, I will go ahead to continue analyzing it, whether it was relevant or not. My Lord, in cross-examination, this particular investigator was asked whether his name is on the record, he said it is not there.
On the report.
On the report. And I believe, my Lord, is well learned to know the consequences of failure to write your name on a report. Because he is a professional police officer. And he was asked whether his national ID has his name. He alluded, he said it is true, his name is there. So he knows the consequences. My Lord, this person was asked whether the alleged police hotline 112 and 99 were called on, and whether he has any writing or voice email to show that that voice is connected, accused in court. He said he has no writing or voice email. And he alluded to the fact that he has left it for court for guesswork. My Lord, on issue of Google search, he alluded to the fact that doing a search on Google does not offend any law in Uganda. He was asked whether he knows his investigating colleagues went to find out whether this person, after Googling, went to the particular schools, particular institutions. He said he doesn't know. So this evidence is on court record idle. In case they wanted to rely on it, it offends the principle of proving a case beyond reasonable doubt. Meaning his search on Google never offended any Ugandan. My Lord, the concluding remarks on this kind of poor investigations is stated herein. Poor investigations are not mere administrative errors, but systematic breakdowns that cause profound harm to the victims and erode public trust erode in public trust in law enforcement. Poor investigations and negligent inquiries frequently result in too wrongful detaining innocent individuals. My Lord, allow me rest my submissions here, and I leave it to court to determine as to who participated in this kind of crime. I pray so.
Thank you very, very much.
Much obliged, my Lord.
Prosecution, let's have a health break of 10 minutes. Organize yourselves. We come back here in 10 minutes and I hear from your side.